Evil Geniuses is refilling a Valorant roster for VCT 2024, but it's not because they had a change of heart like we had all hoped. In fact, they were actually forced to field their current roster. According to Alejandro Gomes, an investigative reporter for Sheep eSports, EG actually tried to sell their VCT spot to FlyQuest, but since Evil Geniuses doesn't actually own the slot, Riot blocked the move, forcing EG to field a team for the 2024 VCT season. For some extra context, Evil Geniuses won VCT 2023. Almost immediately after, though, they told their guys, hey, listen, you can explore your options, but if you want to keep playing for us, you have to accept league minimum. The real kicker here is that when players did reach out to other teams to try to leave Evil Geniuses, it was blocked. I'm assuming because Evil Geniuses was not being offered the buyout they wanted for their players in order to recoup some of their losses. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. League minimum is $50,000 a year. That's so much money, especially considering that no one on the team is actually making league minimum. It's gonna be several times more than that. It really starts to add up, and you can totally see where EG is coming from. Yes, that's right, chat. You heard it here. EG is losing money because esports isn't profitable. Or is it? I couldn't find the clip, but I remember Kyo stating that esports organizations in general, and Cloud9 specifically, just aren't utilizing their content creators effectively. And I agree, 100 million, 10%. Sentinels and NRG historically have done a much better job of this. And while I agree that the main focus of esports is competing, if you're running a business model where your revenue depends on new viewers coming in, and you're not bringing new viewers in, you're gonna die. Esports as a whole is an entertainment industry. And if we are not entertaining, we're gonna keep shrinking, and esports really will be doomed. And it's not like it's super difficult. It's just that most of the teams right now just don't have the attention or the infrastructure necessary to run something like that. Now, if I was the owner of EG, I would offer a similar deal, but with some very key differences. You guys can continue to play for us for league minimum. If you want to leave, you can leave. I will not interfere. But I would invest whatever money I have left into building a new space inside Evil Geniuses. Where am I getting this money? Theoretically from buyouts or whatever I am not paying my players. If I'm paying Jogamo 100K a year to play for me, and now I'm only paying him 50K, that 50K can absolutely go into building a content arm. This group would start out as volunteer freelancers, preferably from the community, but I mean Fiverr is also an option, and those people would be in charge of editing my players' Twitch VODs into short and long form content. Then once I have a pretty decent lineup of reliable editors and writers, I would move into making content for the org specifically, offline TV, but with a much heavier focus on actual gaming. This not only opens up other revenue sources, it also gives my players something to take with them when they do eventually leave, which would be their own personal brand, and that makes them so much more valuable to orgs picking them up because they come with their own set of eyes. And maybe I'll feel better about paying them more than league minimum if they're actually making me money. Also, dude, esports players, oh my god, suck it up. You cannot compete and make life-changing money and not make content. You are so welcome for not making any puns about evils or geniuses. Have a great night, Valorant.